Right, let me just check my mic is on. It is. Hello everybody, welcome as you can see to my 2020-2021 table prediction for the Premier League. It's taken me about 10-15 minutes to set this all up. So this is my prediction on how I think the final table will look. As you can see along the side here will be the table as I go up, and in the centre here you will see the team. Kicking things off in 20th place, Brighton. I don't think Brighton will be ready to stay in the Premier League. They've got some serious competition coming up from the Championship, coming from Fulham, West Brom and Leeds. Don't get me wrong, the signing of Adam Lallana was a decent signing, but I can't see them really, with one decent signing, staying up. It's going to be difficult for Brighton, and I mean, they could pull off the shock and survive, but I don't think they will. I think their time in the Premier League is coming to an end. 19th place, I'm predicting Aston Villa. Narrowly survived last season. Not going to be able to survive this season, I don't think. I think the Birmingham club did really well to survive last season, but really, with what's going to happen, I don't think they're ready to survive. They just narrowly survived on the last day. It's not going to happen again this time. They're going to be down more or less pretty quickly. With like several games to go, they're just not ready. Rounding off the relegated trio in 18th place is West Brom. I just don't think the West Brom club, this club just does not have what it takes to survive in the Premier League. I think it'll be a swift relegation straight back down. I mean, this is a club I'm predicting. I think if any club was to survive, West Brom would be that club. They will be the one club that will pull off that shock, that will survive, but I don't think they will be able to. I think it will be a swift relegation back down. They'll be spending several years battling back in the Championship. Narrowly avoiding relegation, I predict it will be Fulham. Now, the only reason I think this is purely because they do have the side to do it. And if they do the correct signings and they do the right signings, they will not finish down in 19th like they did last 2 seasons ago. It will be a swift, narrow survival. Then they will need to focus in 21-22 on buying those players that will really help them push up the table, possibly getting 11th or 12th, potentially 13th in the coming seasons. 16th place, I predict, will be West Ham. I just think this London club, after their performance this season, I don't think they are a decent Premier League side anymore. You know, they were battling in 10th, 11th, 12th. You know, they were always finishing in those positions there. But this season they finished down here, 14th, 15th. You know, they need to learn to push. And I think they're lacking that strike that every Premier League club needs. 15th place is Crystal Palace. I think Roy Hodgson is a great manager, don't get me wrong, but I think because he's an aging manager, I don't think he's got the skills anymore. I don't think he's got what it takes, and he's just going to lack and keep drawing back, and eventually he'll take Palace down to the Championship with him if he's not careful. Crystal Palace are a great side. They've got Wilfried Zaha, but they need to make sure they keep Zaha this time and not lose him. Fight for interest from all the other clubs, make sure he stays, keep players at the club. Then potentially I could see him almost in mid-table, but I'm going to put him here and account that Zaha will be gone. 14th, I predict, will be Southampton. Now they had an amazing season, 11th or 12th, I think they finished. So I reckon that it will be a lovely season for Southampton again. You know, last season in 18-19 they finished 16th, you know, narrowly surviving. They finished 11th, 12th, I can't remember this season. You know, but Southampton, I reckon, give them a couple of years, there will be an established Premier League side. With Che Adams, you know, he's a great prospect. You know, just keep Che Adams growing, then Southampton will eventually be pushing 10th or 9th in the coming season. 13th, I'm saying the best of the promoted, Leeds United. What can I say? They are literally the best of the promoted, but I predict them to survive fairly safely. You know, 4 positions above the relegation zone, 5 positions above the relegation zone. Sorry, so it will be really safe for them. You know, the signings they're planning on doing, they're planning on signing Todd Cantwell and Emi Buendia. The chance of us selling is very slim, but if we do sell them, then they will be incredible and they can really, really push up that table. 12th place, I'm saying Newcastle. It's been tough times at Newcastle with that takeover deal not quite going through and once again not happening. So I reckon that's going to draw them back a bit. However, I reckon with the idea of it potentially coming in the coming seasons, that will want to push them up and prove to players around the world that they are a great side. And to be honest, if they do that, they can push up further up the table. With that takeover deal, I can see them hitting 8th or 7th in the coming seasons if the takeover deal does ever happen. 11th, I'm predicting Sheffield United. They had a beautiful first season. Everyone predicted them down here in 20th, myself included. But they shocked up an 8th. I reckon the second season is just going to take a slight hit on them. They'll be wanting to be pushing for Europe this season, and I don't think they're going to have that bite. I reckon with that idea of pushing for Europe, that's going to drain the players, and so that's what's going to draw them back. Just missing out on top 10. 10th, I'm predicting Burnley. They had an amazing season. They finished 10th last season. So this season, I predict them to 10th again. They didn't have Europe. Last season they had the whole daunting idea of being knocked out of Europe. That's why they finished down in 15th. This season, they didn't have that, so that's why they pushed up to 10th, and they were doing so well. Once again, they don't have that, so I can see them pushing again in 10th. Burnley are a great club. They've got beautiful players that can come up. They just need to make sure they focus on raising them. Now, here we go. 9th place, Everton. Now, they've got one of the best managers. I can't pronounce his name because I don't know how to pronounce it. Ancelotti or something like that. He's one of the best managers in the business. So Everton with him, they have a full first season with him. They're ready to push. And I reckon they can push really far up the table if they're ready. 8th place, I'm predicting Wolves. It's going to be another really daunting season for Wolves. 2 consecutive 7th place finishes. They're not going to have Europe next season, and they're like Sheffield United. They're going to want to push, but it's not going to happen. That daunting idea is going to push them back a bit. Of course, if they win the Europa League, they get Champions League football. So that idea will want to push them. Of course, they haven't. They were knocked out. So they've got no Europe next season. That's going to really draw them back in my eyes. 7th, I'm going to say Arsenal. Purely because they finished 8th this season. Arteta has got his first full season in charge, but I don't think he's ready for the first full season in charge. I think Arteta needs some time to learn the squad properly, and I don't think pre-season will be enough for it. They're going to struggle in the beginning part of the season, like around 13th, 14th, but then they will slowly push up the table. I'm predicting this around halfway through the season, they'll be 3rd or 4th. Then it's all going to drop out for them. 6th, I'm predicting Tottenham. It's going to be another really upsetting season for Tottenham. They lost Mauricio Pochettino and got Jose Mourinho in. He didn't really have that beginning bite like he normally does. So what I'm really thinking is Jose Mourinho is going to take some more time to adapt to that Tottenham squad, but I don't think he'll be gone by mid-season. He will definitely be gone by mid-season. He never lasts long at a club. Mid-December, January time, he'll be out. I can't see him staying there. He'll be sacked because Tottenham will be finishing it will be around 13th, 14th, and they'll bring in a decent manager who will really help them push up that table. 5th place, I'm going to say Manchester United. Now, the reason I put them there is because Solskjaer's got another season in charge, his second full season, and the reason they're there is another club that is pushing up, but I think Manchester United, of the rest of the 5 clubs, are not ready, are the least experienced ready. 4th, I'm saying Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, he's recently, just yesterday, he sold Bernardo Silva to Real Sociedad. That's going to draw them back. They're losing one of their best players, and that's really going to affect them. And I really don't think Manchester City will get ready to push. I think, they'll finish in 4th and 3rd in these coming seasons. It'll be 4th and 3rd position, but it's not going to go well down for Manchester City. 3rd place, I'm saying Leicester City. Now, I'm saying Leicester City finishing third is because Brendan Rodgers has got another full season at the helm. He is ready to go fully. He's now learned his squad. He now knows from one full season experience how well they play, how they can attack, how they can defend, and he can now build a tactic around that. That's why Leicester will finish third and they will go up, because Brendan Rodgers is one, in my eyes, an amazing manager, and he deserves fully to be banging in the Champions League. He's got Europa League with Leicester this season, and that might draw them back a bit, but I think they can continue pushing. So just 2 clubs left. Second place, I'm going to say Chelsea. Now, I think Chelsea will finish second purely because of the signing of Timo Werner. Is an amazing signing. You know, he's going to become one of the greatest strikers in the Premier League. He will really bang in the goals for Chelsea. That will help them push up the table. You know, he's one of the best strikers in Europe. So going for second place for Chelsea is ideal, which leaves Liverpool in first. I predict they'll go back to back in titles. You know, it's obvious that it's going to happen. They've just got the squad for it. You know, of course, they don't really need to sign any players. They just need to work on their youth. Their players are beautiful already. Yeah, they sold Adam Lallana to Brighton, but that's not really a big loss. You know, they can easily find a really decent replacement of Lallana. I don't know where they would look, but you know, they can find a replacement for Lallana that's young, fit, fresh, and a prospect that will really help them push. So that there is my final table. At the end of the season, I will come back to this and I will react to it and see how well I did and how well I predicted. So I hope you all have enjoyed. I shall see you all in the next one. Thank you.